Hi everyone, it's Starting with Lauren. Today we are going to learn the different national birds of the countries. So let's start our class. Number 1 is Saint Kitts and Nevis. The national bird of Saint Kitts and Nevis is brown pelican. The national bird of Bahamas is flamingo. The national bird of Belarus is a white stork. The national bird of Belgium is common kestrel. The national bird of Bhutan is common raven. The national bird of Czech Republic is common kingfisher. The national bird of Singapore is crimson sunbird. The national bird of Pakistan is Shaheen falcon. The national bird of Papua New Guinea is Ragiana bird of paradise. The national bird of US is bald eagle. The national bird of British Virgin Island is mourning dove. The national bird of Croatia is common nightingale. The national bird of Estonia is barn swallow. The national bird of Haiti is Hispaniola trugon. The national bird of Philippines is Philippines eagle. The national bird of Brazil is RUFOUS-BELLIED thrush. The national bird of Netherlands is black-tailed godwit. The national bird of Quebec is snowy owl. The national bird of Saint Lucia is Saint Lucia Amazon. The national bird of Liberia is garden bulbul. The national bird of Jamaica is a doctor bird. The national bird of Lithuania is a white stork. The national bird of Guatemala is resplendent QUETZAL. The national bird of Luxembourg is gold crust. The national bird of Montserrat is Montserrat oriole. The national bird of Trinidad and Tobago is cockerel and scarlet ibis. The national bird of Uganda is East African ground crane. The national bird of Thailand is Siamese firebeak. The national bird of UAE is peregrine falcon. The national bird of UK is European robin. The national bird of Sri Lanka is Sri Lanka jinglefowl. The national bird of Namibia is African fish eagle. The national bird of Paraguay is bare-throated billbird. The national bird of St. Helena is St. Helena plover. The national bird of Malaysia is rhinoceros hornbill. The national bird of Cambodia is giant ibis. The national bird of Panama is harpy eagle. The national bird of Poland is white-tailed eagle. The national bird of St. Vincent and Grenadines is St. Vincent parrot. The national bird of Jordan is Sinai rosefins. The national bird of Kenya is lilac-breasted roller. The national bird of Indonesia is Javan hawk eagle. The national bird of Eswatini is purple-crested turaco. The national bird of Dominican Republic is thamchart. The national bird of Gibraltar is Barbary partridge. The national bird of Honduras is scarlet mosquito. The national bird of South Africa is blue crane. The national bird of Serbia and Mexico is golden eagle. The national bird of Japan is green peasant. The national bird of Costa Rica is clay-colored thrush. The national bird of Cuba is Cuban trogon. The national bird of Nigeria is black-crowned crane. The national bird of Albania is golden eagle. The national bird of Angola is red-crested turaco. The national bird of Egypt is steppe eagle. The national bird of Faroe Island is EURASIA oyster catcher. The national bird of Iran is common nightingale. The national bird of Nepal is Himalayan monal. The national bird of Ghana is Hudson. The national bird of Iceland is falcon. The national bird of Israel is hoopoe. The national bird of Hungary and Mongolia is falcon. The national bird of Malta is blue rock thrush. The national bird of Mauritius is Mauritius kestrel. The national bird of Norway is a white-throated dipper. The national bird of New Zealand is kiwi. The national bird of Sweden is common blackbird. The national bird of Angola is the Canada dove. The national bird of Zimbabwe and Zambia is African fish eagle. The national bird of El Salvador and Nicaragua is Turkish barred motmot. The national bird of North Korea is North goosehawk. The national bird of Antigua and Barbuda is magnificent frigate bird. The national bird of Yoruba is shoko. The national bird of Austria is barn swallow. The national bird of Argentina is Rufus hornero. The national bird of Bahrain is a white-eared bulbul. The national bird of Belize is keel-billed toucan. The national bird of Ecuador, Bolivia, Colombia, and Chile is Andean condor. The national bird of Denmark is mute swan. The national bird of India is India peacock. The national bird of Bangladesh is oriental magpie robin. The national bird of Cayman Island is Grand CAYMANPARROT. The national bird of Botswana is Cory bustard. The national bird of Latvia is white wagtail. The national bird of Dominica is imperial Amazon. The national bird of France is Gallic rooster. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please learn some of these words or national birds of the different countries. Allah Hafiz and bye.